Hey everyone, and welcome to this year's Super Fantastic Award Show for 2023-2024. I'm joined by Joel Gibson. As always, I'm the commissioner, aka Buzzsaw, Dragon Slayer, and your reigning champion. It's 8:45 in the morning, Joel Gibson.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and there's no fantasy basketball to be played right now.
Yeah, it's really sad, but we watched the Cavs game last night, which was good. Probably first round matchup between the Pacers and Cleveland, so I was excited to see that. A special shout out to those who didn't turn in a ballot this year.
Name them.
Name them. Okay, Jake from State Farm, Phil, who's just salty that I beat him. Doug, I have no idea why he didn't turn one in. He normally does. He's probably just trolling us by not turning one in. And I think there was a fourth one. Hold on. Let me make sure before I go spouting that kind of hatred, you know?
Premium content right here, guys.
Premium absolute content. Adam, we should have known. Adam,
Should've
you
known.
dirty bastard.
Shame.
Shame.
Shame. And shame.
He's also salty at me because of that off-season trade that eventually led me to another championship. But with that being said, let's get right into it. It was nice because, we did have 8. So no ties, though. No ties for anything. I thought, not having 4 ballots, we would have a few ties. But no, all wins. First one, we start off with the terrible season. I'm just going right into it. Kyle, that was horrendous. That was horrendous. I don't even know. You were going up with the likes of Matt and CJ, and somehow nobody thought, I think there were like 1, maybe 2 votes, 1 for each of those people. And then you got the other 6. So congratulations, you were unanimously a terrible owner, even though you likely had a top 5, top 3 player for at least half the season with Wemby. But couldn't get it done.
Yeah, we said at the beginning of the season, you got to pick a direction. Either make your team young or make them old. But like right now, if I remember his roster correctly, it's like all old or all young.
Yeah.
There's no like in between. You got to pick a direction and take your team that way, brother.
Hey, he did drop Russell Westbrook towards the end of the season, so that's good.
There's something.
There's something. Always the optimist, Joel Gibson and myself. Next one is the upset of the year. Joel, you're involved in this.
Oh?
Yes, Matt over Joel Gibson. Yes, we all remember Matt over Joel Gibson. I am so glad this one won. I thought it was hysterical. It's funny because at one point, I think Doug over Joel won upset of the year. I can't remember how many years ago it was, but it's just so funny that when you beat Joel, there's a chance it could be historical. So I would just like to throw it down here. Matt beating Joel towards the end of the year, adding to Joel's massive collapse towards the end of the year, was really something special. So Matt, damn close to the terrible season, but at least you get to take away you beat Joel Gibson. Joel, what do you think?
That's a toughie. We all take injuries at the wrong time. I certainly did this year. Matt, don't get used to it.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
All right. Next one's most injured. Now, this one only won with 3 votes. It was the only one to receive 3 votes. So this one was basically about as split as you can get. Most injured goes to CJ. Yeah, CJ. A lot of his veterans were injured a lot of the year. He just couldn't seem to get them right at the right time. You know what I mean? When he had one back, one of them got injured. So I get that, especially because it leads into CJ's next award, and we can just do them both at once. Biggest letdown also goes to CJ. On paper, that team should be easily a championship contending team. I feel like we've been saying that for 2 years about CJ, and every year we start out real high, we're excited about it, and then biggest letdown. Both of those make sense to me.
Yeah, I kind of feel like he's the present day Suns, where he's got these like old veteran players that are like towards the, well, I guess Booker's not at the peak or at the end of his prime, but he kind of like embodies KD right now.
Right.
He's very, very good, but the window is closing, and it's scary that this season didn't work out really at all for him.
Yeah.
Like you said, like we've said, his team is awesome on paper. I don't know what this guy's got to do. It's unfortunate, Siege.
Yeah. I just like him to, get into the playoffs. Like it's not that he's failing and the injuries are preventing him from like competing for the championship. He's not even getting to the dance. You know what I mean? It's kind of crazy when you think about it, especially the teams he's had over the years.
Yeah, it's like the prom queen not being asked to prom.
Right. Next one is Doug, and he wins the underdog. Congratulations, Doug, the underdog. Now, you could make some arguments for a Cody being the underdog here, but don't worry, Cody wins a couple. Don't worry about it. I'm fine with Doug. He went on a monster run, longest win streak in the league at the end of the season to get to the playoffs, to eventually get to the semifinals, where he lost to Phil. Injuries caught up with Doug, I think, there at the end, and Phil's team was rolling. But that being said, underdog's a good one, especially for someone that had such a huge win streak at the end. Beat me by 1 game, for the record.
Yeah, I can attest that Doug is dangerous. We've been talking that his team is going to be a problem going forward. He has a lot of young talent. And he made the 2 biggest offseason acquisitions off the wire with Jalen Johnson.
Johnson, correct?
Jalen Johnson and Kobe White. Just enormous ads that are going to pay dividends, not just this season, but many seasons to come.
Yeah, I think especially, and I'll speak to Jalen Johnson. I loved him at the start. Doug outbid me by $1 for him. It's unfortunate that he couldn't be on my team, especially if Trae Young or DeJounte leave Atlanta. Look out. Like, this boy can play. I've loved watching Hawks games. So shout out to Doug on that one.
I talked myself into... Never mind. Let's not even go there. Move on.
All right. Well, then while we're on Doug, we can just give him the reporter one that we all knew he was going to win this year.
Good one for Doug.
It's a good one for Doug, and I think the person who was winning the reporter completely dropped the ball this year. So we'll just say that. I'm gonna call a spade around here. If we're gonna have somebody that's, at the top and then falls off, I'm gonna say the same thing. Like, heaven forbid Jake make any kind of message in the messenger. I think he did wish a couple people happy birthday, and then he traded away his franchise player. So that was really cool. I enjoyed it a lot, and I'm not bitter about it whatsoever. Right?
Josh Giddey's going to be really good.
Josh Giddey's going to be really good. I love it. Now, these next 2 are won by Cody. And I think both of them are, leading into that, the reason why I brought up Jake was Cody wins the Builder Award. I think this is like his 3rd Builder Award since he's been in the league. He wins this a lot.
Does he win a lot, though? I'm talking chips.
No, he does not win a
No,
lot.
he doesn't.
He's just continuously keeps building. Like, somehow, you got to be building towards something. We're not 100% sure what Cody is building towards. Now, that being said, he did almost beat me this year in a very, very close field goal percentage match. So, credit to him, he might be building actually towards something.
I just imagine Cody building stairs, But, to nothing. It's just stair. And he's just building all the way up to heaven,
Right.
But it's going to take a long time and probably not happen.
Yeah, we'll see. It was definitely close this year, and like I said, Jake traded away to Cody. Probably the biggest ad in the entire year, meaning like addition to the team, not like ad from the wire. Addition to the team that kind of shook the foundation, of
Of the league.
Yeah, of the league.
Of the league, truly.
Yeah. And also somehow made the East more competitive and the West less competitive. I didn't even think that was possible at this point. We're going to have like a team mix-up for East versus West, because the whole damn East is like the top 6 of the 7 teams, and then it's me and Steven, maybe can sneak in there in a year or two when he gets older, but it's rough. It is a rough switch. Let's just say I don't think that I would have only lost 3 games 2 games, my apologies, 2 games, if I was in the East, if that makes sense. Going 13-2, 10 of those wins were against West teams. But we can talk about that later. The next one is most improved. Cody, fun fact for you, was actually in last in the league last year. Was not this year. Did pretty good this year. I would say most improved. And I think that's fitting.
Wow.
Got both of them. I wanted to make the argument of Phil, but I let the playoff bias get to me, and I kind of talked myself out of it because he kind of gutted his bottom team. You know what I mean? Where he was growing, and that kind of talked me out of the builder for him as well. Like, getting second's huge. I couldn't find anywhere on this list of awards to give it to Phil because I couldn't get the playoffs out of my head. Like, I was trying to, but that's neither here nor there. Congratulations, Cody, on your 2 awards, multi-team winner. Now, we get into the 2 most important awards, Joel Gibson, in my opinion.
Tell me.
Strategist goes to Mr. Modest. No surprise here. He is the reigning, defending, has never lost this. I will say, I was wondering if I was going to lose it this year. If only, as Doug would say, voter fatigue. But also this year, I think there were a couple different people that might have had a little bit better strategy, per se. But I get, if you want to keep giving it to me, it's fine. I'm sizzling on the wire. People can't touch me. Totally get it. I love you guys. You guys are just so good.
Fuck off.
Yeah. And the last one is MVO, and I would like to say fuck Doug and voter fatigue that he kept trying to push. Mr. Modest wins MVO, and goddamn it, he deserved it. 13-2, 3 championships in a row, and I do these videos every week. We are out here serving the league every single week. And those people that didn't turn in a ballot, I assume they would have all voted for me. So every single one of you, every single one of you better bow down, because the next year in these videos is going to be rough. I've won 3 championships in a row, and I am living the high life. Go ahead and beat me. My dynasty's already there. I've won 5 of the last 10 championships. I cannot be stopped. I'm tied for most championships in the league, and that's with Joel. I wasn't even in the league for one of his championships. I am the most winningest franchise owner, whatever, since I've entered the league. The most winningest. What do you got to say about that?
I covered Maddie's years part way through. I didn't want her to have to hear all that. I mean, you're the champ right now. You got braggers' rights. When I was the 3-time champ, I certainly let all of you fucking know it. So I can't really say anything.
I still haven't engraved the trophy. I am going to, though. I am going to. This year made me very nervous. Shout out to Phil. Shout out to Cody. Those were 2 of the most competitive playoff matchups that I can remember, at least in the last 5 years. So shout out to both of them. You both almost got there. I was worried Phil was going to get there. And in my opinion, Phil could have got there. Little fuel for the fire for next year, Phil.
Man. Good thing he still has Derek Lively.
Derek Lively and Kalabali, but can't run his little rookie cycle next year, that's for sure. Yeah. That's it. That's it. Congratulations to everybody who won. The 4 of you that didn't vote, I'm very disappointed. That's all I can do. I'm not gonna hunt each of you down. I think it's minorly disrespectful, but what can you do?
Call their mothers.
Oh, I could call your mothers.
He's really good with moms.
I am really good with moms, especially Matt's mom. She loves me, bro. I can't wait to see her at Matt's wedding. It's gonna be fantastic because I hope that we can get this on video. But I'm for sure dancing with Matt's mom at his wedding. It's gonna be fantastic.
Sweet Pamela.
Sweet, sweet Pamela. I might even have them play Sweet Caroline, but like a slow like rendition of it. So we could be like, Sweet Pamela, It'll be fantastic. I hope Matt actually watched to the end of this video because that's high quality stuff right there.
Yeah, that's great.
That being said, I will let you guys know when free agency is going to open back up. I'll renew the league, which is what I have to do for people to be able to activate off the IR and move them around and drop them. But if you want to drop a player early or whatever, I can probably override it. Or you can just wait till the league renews, which I think is going to be right after the playoffs this year. I think I'll have the ability to renew the league. And then we'll have free agency. I'll try to do that before the rookie draft. Then we'll do the rookie draft. I think that's the way I'm going to go. If I switch it, I'm sorry. I still might. I'm not sure. But then I'm also going to get back to you guys about cap raises. There's a couple different ideas that Joel and I have even been tossing around this weekend. What I think we're going to do is we're going to try a year of it, and then we might have like a vote if we prefer a cap raise year or not. It just depends. Like, I want it to be competitive, and I want the mid-round and lower round players to be movable. I don't want people to have the same team every year because then it gets kind of repetitive. So I do want to promote, actually having to make moves, and just like you would face if you were a real GM. You can't just keep everyone all the time. So we're going to see how it goes. Like I said, I'm going to have a solid system in place. I'll make sure to write up exactly what I was going off of, where the rankings came from, how much everybody went up, stuff like that. I'll make sure it's pretty clear and concise. And I'll probably send out like a review of what I'm going to do first. And that way, if anybody has any questions or we want to talk about it before I actually make the changes on the website, we can certainly do that. I'm not one to be a dictator in this league, but I certainly win a lot. See you guys.